So I have you in the car with me. We're sitting in the Goodwill parking lot. We're about to head in, and I'm gonna try and find things in Goodwill here that are going to be popular in home decor for 2026. So I'm gonna show you what you can start looking for right now before everybody runs out to snag them and the supply becomes very low, because what people are gonna be looking for in 2026 is those nostalgic pieces that remind them of maybe their grandmother's house or their childhood. So timeless things, classic things. You probably have already been collecting them for a while now, because us secondhand shoppers and vintage lovers, we are now the cool kids. So anyway, I still think it'll be fun to go in and look and see what we can find. Let's not waste any more time. Let's go ahead and give this video a thumbs up. Let's go look for what's going to be popular in home decor for 2026. But like I said, we're kind of just going back in time and getting the timeless classic things that we've always loved anyway. Right off the bat, I see two matching lamps, which is perfect because we're looking for pairs. These are also vintage. They have a made in Taiwan sticker. They're glass, which is actually going to fit nicely in with what's becoming more in these days in home decor. And they have a touch of the gold brass on them, which might be a little shiny for some. But if you find something like this, don't be afraid to add rub and buff and tone down that really yellow brassy look if it's something that you don't like. Next, I see a pleated lampshade, and this would be perfect for a decoupage DIY. You can find yourself some really pretty napkins with beautiful print, a little bit of Mod Podge, place that on this plastic hard lampshade, and you have a really beautiful custom pleated lampshade that looks vintage and very in at the moment. It's always a good day thrifting when you find an antique ironstone piece. I have not found one in a very long time. I was so excited to see this one, and I'm going to bring it home and put it with my other collection of antique pictures. So always be on the lookout for ironstone. The neutral quality of it just looks beautiful in decor. It adds so much texture and variety to a vignette. When I saw that crystal was trending this year for 2026, I thought that was funny because I have been finding myself more drawn to it over the last year or so. And you can always find tons of crystal at the thrift store, such as beautiful champagne glasses and beautiful drinking glasses. Of course, the thrift store is a great place to find vintage art, so make sure that you're always looking up high and down low for those special pieces. I thought this one was kind of fun with the Victorian ladies doing different things. It had a nice pop of color, and it was a good shape to squeeze on kind of an awkward small wall shape. All right, we made it to Salvation Army. We're gonna go head in there, see what else we can find that's going to fit the criteria that we've given ourselves. Looking still for items that are gonna be really popular in 2026, especially at the thrift stores. That way you can start looking for things now before everybody else catches on that these items are what's kind of trending, I guess, now in home decor, even though if you've been following me for a long time, these are pretty much all the things that I've been thrifting for years now. However, people are just more drawn to nostalgia these days and vintage for sure. So we'll see if these things start to become more and more scarce on the shelves. Nevertheless, though, I'm pretty confident that we're going to be able to find quite a few items here that are going to fit within the parameters we've given us on this little challenge. So let's go head in and see what else we can find today out thrifting. In 2026 home decor, you're going to be seeing a ton of pattern play, different colors, different variations. People are going for bold and playful and colorful with tons of variety. So looking in this aisle, the linens aisle in the thrift store, is a good idea for things that you can repurpose, tablecloths you can make into pillowcases or lampshades, or just anything that you can find that's going to jazz up your interiors and give them a playful touch and a ton of life. So it's time to have fun with it. Throw out the beige and the neutral and go to the thrift store and find some fun fabric. Salvation Army ended up not being quite as successful as I thought. I did see quite a few things, as you just saw in the footage, but the only thing that I ended up purchasing was the candlestick lamp. I grabbed this candlestick lamp because, first of all, I thought the shade was just adorable, and I don't have any that look like that, so I guess for $6 alone, the shade was kind of worth it to me. But the candlestick lamp is also really nice. It's heavy, it's vintage. Oh, probably from the 90s or something. But I'm gonna give it a little makeover when I get home just by using some rub and buff on this. And it's gonna transform this kind of older finish on here that's kind of on the bronzy side. We're gonna make it just a nice matte gold, and that's gonna look really nice and updated a little bit. Still keep it vintage looking, but just help it to blend in with my decor a little bit more. I love popping little lamps all over the house, on tabletops, in my kitchen, anywhere I can add just a really soft light. And I just thought that was a really cute lamp. I haven't found a nice candlestick lamp like that in a while. Now, I do wish that there was a pair to this because lamps are always better when they come in pairs, but I think that one was still worth grabbing. They did have some other nice things in there. Their prices are just getting very high. At the end, when I was checking out, I saw that they had a vintage pair of wooden snowshoes that I've actually been on the hunt for. I actually asked my dad if he still had his, which he doesn't, and they wanted $70 for them. So I wasn't willing to pay that because only something that I would probably display and have up in the wintertime. So paying $70 is a bit much. If they would have been maybe around the 40 zone or 30s, maybe I would have gotten them. I picked up these really pretty glasses. There were 4 of them. And I really loved the ribbing on there and just the size and the shape. These remind me so much of glasses that my grandma had, just the shape and the size, and that's what they reminded me of. So I wanted to grab these. It was 4 for $5. For Goodwill today, I did have a 30% off coupon, so I really don't shop there anymore unless I have a coupon. So I still ended up getting a really good deal on everything. So you saw me reach for this on the shelf, and so happy that I came across this beautiful ironstone pitcher. This is almost one of my favorite styles of ironstone. I like how simple it is. I just like the shape. I just really like the shape of these. I have a couple more at home, so this will fit in nicely, but there's not a marking on the bottom, not as much crazing or staining on this one as I have on some other ones, but that's fine because when you have a collection of all like things, it's nice if there's variation in your collection. So altogether with the 4 glasses and the ironstone piece, I ended up paying, I think, $6 for everything. So technically I ended up pretty much getting this for free with my coupon, and then I had some Goodwill points.